The most ambitious class mod just dropped in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager, allowing you to fight alongside your own Dream Guardian. What is awesome about this is it's a full class that adapts your Dream Guardian into yourself, and you can fight with them in combat. And it's actually balanced too. So this is the duo class Dream Guardian mod just released in the mod manager today. This mod was made by Cheek, and what's amazing about what they've done here is they adapted their Nexus mods version of this mod into mod.io. So I'll answer the question I'm going to get asked right now. Potentially it could come to console because it does not use the script extender. Now, what this mod aims to do is allows you to pick a class for your Dream Guardian, and then also let you pick your own class. And I'm just going to quickly show off all the things right through here, but I'll go into the actual game itself and show you what you get. But you can see here, there's a lot going on with this mod. It literally goes on and on. There are some differences from the script extender version that's on Nexus mods, but Cheek has done a great job of making this all the way through in Osiris, which is the mod manager for the Baldur's Gate 3. Now, this is really cool for a number of reasons, but I'll show you guys what this ends up looking like and give you guys an example of the combat. So with this class, you get to pick from the duo here, and you can actually transfer your equipment to your adventuring partner. They'll equip armor depending on what you give to them, but it comes with all these different class features. So this allows you to equip. So toggle whether the adventuring partners in the party will attempt to equip items, so you can have that toggle on. You can make it so that they follow your character. You can summon the adventurer. Whenever you go into last stand, your Dream Guardian can stay up, and you actually get an ability at later levels that makes them invulnerable to damage to kind of help you out. You can also share your hit point total with your Dream Guardian, and you share your actions. So this makes it so that you can't get too overpowered with this. So you can see here, this just kind of lists out everything. You share your partner acts during your turn. You guys share the same actions and health points and have the same ability scores. Some of your proficiencies, they use their own equipment, and dead partners will be placed on a long rest. Now for the classes here, you get a few different choices. So the Squire, this one is kind of like a fighter style class. The Lackey is like a rogue. So these are going to be the adventuring partners type. Your first level is what you pick for them. The second level, when you pick your subclass, is what you pick for yourself. You can also make them like a bard, cleric, or wizard. This is more than what they have on the Nexus mod version, so that's really cool. I'm just gonna go with the Lackey here. Each of them comes with different abilities here. Like this one gives increased armor class if you're nearby your Squire. The Lackey will give you so that you don't get hit with opportunity attacks, and so on and so forth. So you get to choose additional proficiencies for your partner there. So you can give them like sleight of hand, stealth, acrobatics, you name it. And as we continue to level up through here, we get a ton of new abilities that enhances our Dream Guardian. So as I mentioned, at level 2, you get to choose your own subclass. And there's a lot of them. This is more than what's also on Nexus mod. So you got the Knight, which is kind of like a fighter. The Ringleader is almost like a rogue, so you get some of the similar effects. You also get things like the Sniper Shot, Spotter. A lot of unique abilities here. In addition to that, there's also the Spell Slinger. So you got the Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard, and the Artificer. This is really nice to see. I'll just go with the Sorcerer here as my favorite class. So as you get to pick that, you get different subclass features, and you get a bunch of different features as you level up. So you can target your adventuring partner with spells that have a target of self, even though they have the range of touch. With this, you also get better spell casting. You use tactic points to do your spells, and you get these as you level up. So you get to choose your different cantrips here, depending on what you wanted to take. But as we continue to level up, we get spells as well. This also is level 20 support, so you see here we continue to get more different cantrips, and we get to choose from a variety of different spells from the Sorcerer book. And then now we get our tactics. So at 3rd level, you and your adventure partner have developed advanced techniques performed as a pair, known as tactics. They are fueled by tactic points. So you got the archetypical traits here, so depending on which of the classes you chose, the Knights learn Vicious Strikes, the Ringleaders learn Collaborative Effort, and Spell Slingers learn a Spell Swinger tactic. Bounty. Your adventuring party learns the Hunter's Mark spell. In addition, both you and your adventuring partner attacks benefit from each other's spells that mark opponents for extra damage. You got the Castle. Adventuring with your adventuring partner and allies within 1.5 meters of them can exchange places by expending 1.5 meters of movement. If the creature exchanging this place with your adventure party was threatened, they do not provoke opportunity attacks. This is similar to chess. If anyone knows, you can do a little swap. Combat castings. Casting a spell now counts as performing an action for the purposes of double tap. Double down. When you or your adventuring party would miss an attack, you may spend a tactic point to forego triggering double tap and reroll the attack roll for that. Draw out. The first time you or your adventuring partner attack a creature that made an opportunity attack against the other in the same turn, that attack is made with advantage. Dual maneuvers. You and your adventure partner perform a dash, disengage, hide, or jump action. The other may do so at a free action this turn. So if you use your sprint or dash, I guess, they can as well. Extra training, your maximum tactic points is increased by 2. That's a good one because those are used for spell casting. Heightened cantrip. When you and your adventure partner cast a duo cantrip as part of a double tap, you may spend a tactic point to have that cantrip be cast at full power. Maximum power. I'll show all this off as well in comments so you can get an idea of what this all means. You also get the lackey's finesse here. Your adventuring partner's dexterity is equal to your base dexterity or 8+ or duo level. Vulnerable criticals. Whenever you perform a critical hit against a creature, you may have that attack become a normal attack until the end of your next turn. The next attack made by the creature automatically hits. Move is 1. You and your adventure partner can transfer movement speed amongst each other. Render aid. As a reaction, you may expend a tactic point to have ally creatures within 3 meters gain advantage on their saving throws. Reposition. Use a tactic point or bonus action. Teleport your adventuring partner to a position within 4.5 meters of you. Tip and trip. You and your adventure partner are adjacent to the creature. You may spend a tactic point after each of you hit a creature with a melee attack to attempt to shove it prone. If you fail to knock it prone, you may spend that. You regain that spend tactic point. That's nice. Under study. Your adventuring partner learns each feat that you learned. Spells and ability scores are not learned, but you get things like you get some of the other effects from your feats that you choose, like the savage attacker. The vault. You may spend a tactic point instead of movement speed to jump, and this jump will not provoke opportunity attacks. So a lot of really cool tactics there you can continue to get as you level up. And you also obviously get all the different spells here as you continue to go up and up in your levels. So pretty fun, but not brokenly overpowered. Improved double tap. Attacks with your double tap feature are no longer made with disadvantage, and you're going to see what the double tap ends up looking like in terms of combat. Your adventure and partner's dash, disengage, help, and hide now trigger double tap, as they can perform these actions as a bonus action instead of attacking for double tap. So if you wanted to attack and then have your partner run away, they can do that instead. And you do get the great spell selection, the sorcerer, but you get to pick more spells there. And as you continue to level up, you do get a bunch of these different abilities from the tactics. So this allows you to optimize your strategies, and also picking your class and your subclass allows you to pick some like a fighter and then a spellcaster, so that you can kind of cover each other's bases in terms of what you do. You also get to pick a universal cantrip, so Eldritch Blast, obviously. And yeah, you actually get a really good spell list here. It's a different caster because it's meant to be going all the way up to level 20. You and your adventuring partner are immune to being frightened or charmed within 30 meters of each other. Relentless. You and your adventuring partner attack with advantage against creatures the other has attacked on your turn. And then you get your spell slinger spells here again, getting a lot of choice and more tactics. So this becomes really strong. At level 8, you continue to just keep getting more spells. These do start to scale up a little bit too. So another thing is the ability score, depending on the subclass that you choose, will be I chose the sorcerer, so charisma. I obviously didn't roll that very high. Just wanted to kind of burn through this, but that'll be your spellcasting modifier. Now at level 9, you get the choice of some spells like fireball and lightning bolt here, which are quite strong, which is really nice to have. And you continue to get more tactics, so that buffs up your abilities. I went over all those in detail. Take advantage while in combat. Your adventuring partner will roll the natural result of a 1 or a 20 on attack roll, ability check, or saving throw until the end of your next turn. The other's next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw is made with advantage. So yeah, if you get a 1 or a 20, you get advantage on your next roll, which is pretty nice. And yeah, this is a very well done class mod. Always ready. You gain an extra reaction that can only be spent having your adventure partner perform reactions. So double the reaction for you and your teammate. And yeah, I'll just continue to go through the levels here just to give you an idea what this looks like, and then I'll show off the combat. As I said, this is the most ambitious class mod that I've ever seen. You get a lot with this. It's quite incredible. So at level 13, this is when we get our level 4 spells finally. And then we also continue to get the tactics here. So a lot of movement and different mobilities that you can gain from this. I am a big fan of this class mod. It just got released today. I've seen it on Nexus mods before, and it's really nice to see this now in the in-game mod manager, because a lot of people just prefer using that. A dice roll required for your adventuring partner to roll a critical hit while stacking with double tap is reduced by 2. So it's a nice 10% increase to their critical hit chance. Really, really effective. And once we get ourselves to level 16 here, we still got level 4 spells, but we get ourselves another feat. As we get to level 20, this is when we get the capstone. We get level 5 spells here at level 17, so some good ones there. And we can just continue to go through this here. But level 18 gives us the class feature Always Ready. You gain an extra bonus action that your adventuring partner can also use. So that makes them pretty strong, because getting a bonus action obviously allows you to do a little bit of different things with it. And once we get to level 20, we get our final ability here, which I will show, as this gives you the ability to, when you and your adventure partner can also, so you and your adventure partner can no longer die as long as one of you is still alive. While only one of you is down, they become invulnerable until healed, until they die, or until the other is also downed. So basically they only get downed, or they can only be downed if you fail your death saving throws. So yeah, you only get up to level 5 spells here, but it's still pretty nice because my character lost their armor there. So if you give your partner here any items, it'll automatically equip them. And that's pretty nice, because then you can just have them suited up with the gear that you want them to use. So as I was mentioning, you got tactic points here, which you regain half of them on a short rest and all of them on a long rest. These are used to cast your spells. Depending on the spell's level, that's how many tactic points it's going to take. And then if you got different cantrips here, it's going to have different effects depending on that. So you and your adventuring partner may spend a tactic point instead of movement speed to jump. This is nice because then you can just use this to jump and not have to spend any of your resources and movement. So you actually are quite mobile, but I'll show off what this ends up looking like when we get into actual combat, so you get an idea of what this is all about. So as I mentioned, whenever you're in combat here, your duo partner here is going to be able to use your actions or vice versa. So I'll just kind of start things off by setting up some difficult terrain here so you get an idea of what this looks like in actual combat. So yeah, we work alongside our duo there to attack. So you guys will share resources there. And you can see it's got some specific attacks here depending on the subclass you choose. Like this one gives you Fairy Fire, Hunter's Mark, you get main hand attack, you also get Darkness, depending on the race that you chose for your ability, for your Dream Guardian there. So I went with the Drow. But you can see here, it's got a bunch of different attacks depending on which one you chose for your ability. And it actually hits pretty strong depending on the weapon that you give it. And you can also make it wear its camp clothing if you really want to. But since you guys share health points, it's important to make sure that you do set this up in a correct manner. So I like to use spells, so I'm going to be using my character the most here. But yeah, put them into a position that they'll get less likely to be hit there. And then I'll just go with some good old-fashioned crowd control of ice spells on the ground there, and Insect Plague to also create further difficult terrain for anyone that's in that area. And you also got that repositions on your first turn of combat. You may spend a tactic point to teleport to your adventuring partner. So you can use that as a bonus action as well. And you can see there, like, you can use that and they'll teleport right to wherever you selected. So that can be nice, but be mindful they may get hit as well from attacks. So you can see here, I'm losing health when my adventuring partner there was getting attacked. So that can be pretty devastating, because if they're getting beat up pretty bad, or if they don't have good armor, you're going to be taking the damage instead. Or I guess you'll both be taking the damage. So that's a nice little resource, I think, that makes it a bit strategic in when are you going to place them. Because you can see here, I'm continually losing health as they keep getting attacked. And with your adventuring partner, they'll also take whatever abilities you have on the gear. So you can see that there, we got our like Beckoning Darkness. So yeah, they are good. I don't have my one set up to be very strong, but I guess I'll just go with an attack here. So we can go with the Lacerate there. That's going to use up its action there. And then as we go, it uses up our action as well. But we do get that double tap, weaken cantrip. And you and your adventuring partner, we may cast a weaken duo cantrip as a bonus action as part of double tap. So we got ourselves that Eldritch Blast there to finish him off. Not bad for a little double tap action there, but yeah, it has its limitations in terms of its overall strength. And one thing that does not work nicely is if you get hit with a volley, it actually damages both of you. So in later game situations, you got to be mindful with your positioning, because you can see there, it's going to continually hurt you and your partner. So it's just going to be double damage there you end up taking, which ends up being pretty devastating. So that's where you got to be mindful with your positioning and how you're going to be playing your characters. What's also nice is you get that extra reaction, so you get yourself a counter spell there. And if you're using 2 spellcasters, that really opens things up for the amount of options that you have. So in this turn, I'm going to separate them a bit because they're getting hit really hard. That's why the castle's nice early game, but it cannot be in a bit of a hindrance to your overall performance here. Now, we have a lot of different things that we can do. Spellcasting depends on the class that you pick, but with this, you want to make it you want to put it in a good position to take out a target. So that's kind of the benefit of having that additional self. Even though that you do go down health pretty quickly, you got a decent bit of health as well. So It's all about obviously picking the right spell for the time. So you can upcast these actually to use more tactic points if you wanted to, so you could have an even more devastating fireball. And that's kind of cool because it just doesn't limit you to a specific amount of damage. So I guess I'll just go with an ice storm here because this can probably be the best to hit everybody and create more difficult terrain. But yeah, with this you want to go with, obviously depending on how you build out your character. I'm just a big fan of sorcerers, and I went with the rogue version of that, but I probably should have went with the fighter version to increase the overall armor class. But yeah, it's a game of strategy with this one. So I guess for this turn I'll actually use my partner here to attack, and we'll go with a rush attack there. Now I don't have it set up to be that strong, but we went with our one action there. Now the thing is, if you have haste on your main character there, its one action will use up both of your actions, so you got to be smart with that. I probably should have went first with this, but we can show off the double tap here, which is kind of a big component of this because it gives you that option to be able to do a weakened cantrip, which is going to cast at like the early game level, so not going to be a lot of damage. But you can see there, it was more than enough to take out the target, so that's really all we needed. And since I got armor that gives me the shadow teleportation, I can actually get this into some nice positions. So it really just depends on the gear that you give to it, and that didn't work out as expected because they're now knocked prone. But with that, it's nice because you can get them into a nice positioning there. I guess we'll just go with a regular old Eldritch Blast there just to get some damage. It worked. So yeah, this class mod is incredible. This has got to be the most ambitious one that I've ever seen. There's so many features here that I couldn't cover every single thing, so you have to go check out their mod.io page because it's very well done and well wrote. So yeah, different adventuring parties. You got the apprentice, the lackey, the squire, and then your archetypes, the knight, the ringleader, the spell slinger, with obviously multiple different spell slingers being choosable. And then also all these different tactics that you get. You can spread your items out, which do cool things like knock yourself prone when you teleport to a nice surface like I just did. But yeah, I think this has got to be one of the most well done mods that's in the Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager. It just got posted up today. It's only got 39 downloads. Go download it right now. You will not regret it. Also check out the page for, again, further information on what is done. But Cheek has made a really great mod here, and I just wanted to give this a shout out because I was blown away by the level of detail that was in this. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers. Have a great day.